I'm John Hanna for CDTV.net, and we have Tom Trush joining us back here again for our second interview with Tom. Thanks for joining us again, Tom.
Hey, thank you, John. I appreciate you having me on again.
Sure, you're welcome, and you're always welcome. So, let's just give a little bit of a background info about yourself before, for other people who hasn't heard you first. Tell us your background.
Okay, well, I am a direct response copywriter, and basically that means is that I create words, put words on print materials online to help people, encourage people to take action. And from a business perspective, that means is that I'm writing copy for marketing pieces, and a lot of times they're designed to generate leads from those marketing pieces, and occasionally also to the action to take is to make a purchase. And I guess what makes me unique with my marketing approach is that I'm a big one on educating prospects and using your marketing to give good, valuable information instead of the hardcore pressure pitch. I prefer to take that route where you're teaching and you're educating about solutions that your product can provide. And sometimes maybe even it's not your product or service that is the end-all, the ultimate solution, but still delivering good, valuable information to prospects so you help establish yourself as the authority in your industry.
Very nice, very nice. All right, so you got a new book now. What's the name of the book?
Correct, yeah. The new book is called The You Effect, and it's how to transform ego-based marketing into captivating messages that create customers. And the whole basis of this book is that a lot of marketing, most marketing, is focused on a company or the greatness behind a company. And so you have these high-level executives that I call it ego-based marketing, where they look to put out a message that's focused only on the company and how long the company's been in business and all this stuff that, again, is focused on inflating the ego. And as I mentioned a little earlier, I prefer taking a different approach and giving good, valuable information. And so this book explains how to transform that ego-based marketing into messages that are going to attract more attention and actually deliver value to the prospects that see those marketing pieces.
Okay, can you give us a sample of that kind of marketing?
Well, yeah. See, what I think probably what the most common form of this type of marketing is where you'll see a company put out maybe it's a flyer or it's a direct mail piece where it's like a top 10 list, and maybe it's top 10 ways to I don't know, top 10 ways to cook a pie or something like that, or how to avoid mistakes when in baking a pie, something to that effect. And a lot of times you'll see those top 10 lists, and those have become pretty popular. And that, in a way, is kind of the idea, the approach that I like to take now. Because top 10 lists are getting so common, I don't necessarily like to use, say, a figure like 10. One little tip to make your message a little more memorable is to use odd numbers. So instead of 10, use 7. Or use 11 or 13 or just something that's a little bit different, because 10, it's too perfect. There's only 10 ways that I could solve that problem. How did it come out so perfect? So you really want to focus on the odd approach and really sticking out. So it's kind of hard to describe, but when you start seeing the same things over and over again, used over and over again, that's when you know that you have to do something completely different with your marketing, because marketing is all about attracting attention, and if you're doing what everybody else is doing, then it's impossible to attract attention to your marketing piece. So you just want to do some of those things that are just going to make you stand out, to look different.
Okay. Now, when you were describing the book earlier, the You Effect and all the ego marketing and all that stuff, I'm thinking of, we're number one, and this is our product, and this is how you use our product in a better, efficient manner, yada yada yada. Now, where's the ego effect on the top 10?
Well, on a top 10, it's more focused on, again, solving problems. So you're giving information tips. On the flip side, if you're saying something like, well, we're number one, you often see this. I mean, you see this a lot where companies say, we're the leading company in whatever industry, or we're the number one ranked industry, or number one ranked company in, X industry. And that's one of those things that has just lost its appeal because it's used over and over again. And, like leading provider, there's all these things that have, these phrases, these words that are used so often that they now mean nothing. And just saying that you're number one or saying that you're a leading company, whatever it is, if you're going to make those kind of claims, you have to back it up and you actually have to prove it. And, it's one of those things where people they prefer to work with true authorities, experts in their industry. So you need to be the one that's delivering information that establishes yourself as the authority. You just can't say you're top in your industry and expect people to believe it. You have to prove it, and you have to deliver marketing pieces that demonstrate your knowledge and your ability to take that position as the authority, the thought leader in your industry.
There you go. That is so true. Especially nowadays, there's a lot of legal battles going on with who's number one and all that stuff with the big major corporations out there. So you got to back it up with something, with proof. And then the second thing is that again, it's in the battle for who can actually use that in their advertising campaign. On that note, let's just finish up the part one of the two-part series with Tom Trush, and I'm John Hanna with CityTV.net.